Hey Vape fam, Run Good Vapes coming at you with a mod review today. We're going to step it up, we're going to get back in the mods. I got a few reviews to put up for you, but we are going to begin with the Asmodus Ohmsmium 80 watt. Awesome little device so far. We're going to talk about the pros, the cons, what I like, what I don't like, but it is just a clean device. First and foremost, it does go up to 80 watts. Right now I'm rocking a 0.2 Kanthal build on the Mini Buddha. It's just a tight little build there. I believe there's some tiny little fused Claptons. But at 80 watts, vape's amazing. I love it. It's a lot smoother vape for me. I have this on a high regulated device. I'll go up to 95, 100. But right at the 80 watts has just been incredibly smooth on this Ohmsmium 80 watts. We'll see how many times I say that wrong. By Asmodus. So this was provided to me for review by a shop here locally, Mr. and Mrs. Vaporian, and big shout out to them for supplying this for the review. But it is just a clean device. We will do a close-up on it. I watched a couple of the reviews on this, and reviewers keep saying that it only fits a 22 millimeter tank or RDA. And that's why I started out with this Mini Buddha, because this is a 24 millimeter RDA. And it's flush, and I'll show you on the up close too. We'll put a Cleto on it, as well as I'll show you this up close. But it sits perfectly flush, no overhang on any side. I mean, you can run your finger down seamlessly. So I don't know if they were just given early production models or if they just didn't try a 24, because the 22 looks pretty flush too. But yeah, I'm digging it. I love the way this looks on there. It's a clean, classic, heavy. It's got some weight to it, but I mean, I wouldn't call it a high-end device because it's pretty freaking affordable, retailing at $65, but it just looks classy. It has one of the best buttons I've seen on an affordable device. The way the button pushes in is just fabulous. You know it's in, there's no play. It's just a seamless button that I really like. Classic design on the front of there. Let's run down some specs, and then we will get up close and personal. But man, even that menu, like, it's just like a lot of other menus, but the font just looks cleaner. I'm in love with this device so far. I'm actually extremely impressed. It does have a bottom feed, single 18650. This one's really easy to turn though. This isn't gonna be like the SX Mini. The threads are done a little better, a little nicer. I'm loving it, man. It's got a puff counter on there. We'll look at that up close. Dimensions 25 millimeter by 81.5 by 43. So it's a pretty small device. If we put this up to next to like the Vapor Flask Stout, we'll do that on the up close too. But it's going to be even smaller than the Vapor Flask Stout, which I use because it's small already. So pretty cool. It's constructed zinc alloy and stainless steel. Power output 1 to 80 watts. Temperature range on TC is 200 to 600. I played with the TC a little bit. I'm not really a TC guy anymore. For me, it was a fad. I just like true power. The TC was pretty accurate though. A lot better than their bigger device. They have a larger device, the Minikin. I played with that a little bit, and the TC on that was just a little janky. I don't know what was wrong with it, but it wasn't coming through pure. TC on this is pretty good. I don't walk through TCs. There's a ton of videos that do, just because I'm not a TC guy, and I think most of us have moved on. But, which sucks, because I have a big DNA collection. But temperature range 200 to 600. It does do titanium, nickel, and stainless steel. Resistance power is 0.08 to 3 ohms, so pretty wide open on what you can do with this. And onboard charging, pass-through charging, again, I never recommend that. I always recommend charging your batteries externally, but it does say that on the website, so I'm going to tell you guys. So let's take this up close and personal, and then we'll come back up and vape on it, and we will talk about what we like and what we don't like. So guys, the close-up with the Asmodus Ohmsmium 80 watt. I kind of like that name. I didn't like it at first. I'm starting to dig it. But 5 clicks on, just like all our devices these days. It says Ohmsmium 80 watt there and comes up with the menu, which I love. Clean, classy, awesome look there. I love the font. What's cool about this is 3 clicks. There's your menu. Like, it's right at the bottom there. You can turn it into mech mod, which I love that pass through. Stainless steel, titanium, nickel. You just change everything right here. I love the simplicity of the menu. I think sometimes our menus have way too much stuff, way too much crap going on. But pretty awesome there. And the bottom cap, way better than the SX Mini. You don't need a special tool. You just unscrew it with your fingernails, which is cool. I don't like, when you need an added tool just to change your battery, I don't like that stuff. I don't know why mods did that. So clean sled in there. I like the look. I like how clean it is. Stick your battery positive side towards the top, and it sits pretty flush there. Your bottom has a raised, it's a little raised there, and that's going to be your connection point for your negative. Oh. And then I have talked to some people, a few different people that got these early on. And early on, this cap wasn't always sitting flush when you screwed it in. A lot of the early reviewers and the early runs, this wasn't screwing all the way in, I guess. But mine, once you get that tight, is 1000% flush. There's no raise at all. So mine works perfectly. I think that was just pre-production when they were getting a bunch of these out to reviewers that didn't screw all the way in. It's one reason I like to do my reviews on the final product. Unless it's something I absolutely love, like that SXQ class, I just couldn't wait. I absolutely love that thing. Even though I did get first run, it was final production first run, there still wasn't final run, but I like that. So yeah, clean cut, 80 watts, I'm loving it. I'm gonna show you the flushness with this 24 millimeter we were talking about. See, and this, when I screw it all the way, it clicks and it just keeps screwing. I don't know if I like that. I like to be able to get mine tight, but if I just try to move it, it doesn't move. I really got to turn it, but then it just clicks and keeps turning. But you know, it's on there flush and it doesn't like jiggle, so it is on there. I don't know how I feel about that. And then let's show it with the Cleto on here, which is probably the way I would use this device the most, just because I would use this more as a pocket mod. But it also sits flush, pretty flush. I mean, it's a little smaller than the mod. You see a little side dents there. It's not true flush. Your finger raises up a little bit. So that's what it looks like with the Cleto. We will do a size comparison with the Air 50. Holy crap, that Air 50 is small, but we're going to review that next, so if you guys are excited to see that, let me know. And we'll compare it with a Stout, which I think is the best comparison. They're about, I'd say this Asmodus might even be a little heavier than the Stout. With a 26650 battery in it, it definitely has some weight to it for how small it is, but I like that. I really like the 510 on it. I think it looks so clean on these. But yeah, they did some strength tests. They ran this over with a few different vehicles, still performed fine. They hit it with a golf club, still performed fine. And they like split a watermelon with it, and it still performed fine. So those videos are all on their website. I think those are pretty cool. But let's go back up top and we'll talk on it and we'll vape on it a little bit. So guys, that was the up close on the Ohmsmium 80 watt from Asmodus. Very clean, very classy. I like it. I like the feel. I even like the weight to it. It may be a little heavier in the pocket, but I absolutely love the way it looks. I love the way it vapes. You know, one of the few cons would be that you can't really get that on there tight with the 24 millimeter RDA. Like I showed you guys, you can with the Cleto. I've got no problem with the Cleto with that gold-plated 510. So that would be a con if you're picky. It gets on there good enough for me and doesn't move unless I really try to turn it. So I do like it. I love the way the 24 sits flush. I love the classy front, the classy board. I don't like that they tell you onboard charging. I don't like onboard charging. You guys know how I feel about that. But yeah, not too many cons to this device. Running at 80 watts with an RDA, you are going to run through an 18650 pretty quick. The Cleto Point 4, I vape at like 45 watts. That's probably going to last me longer. But just make sure you have some extra batteries on you, especially if you're used to dual or triple battery devices. And that's about it, guys. I am going to say this is a winner. Would I buy it? Absolutely. I probably will. I think it's an awesome, awesome, awesome device. I just love the weight. I love the look. So I'm going to give this 2 thumbs up for sure. It's something I would definitely use. Again, I haven't got into the TC too much, so I'm not going to say winner or loser on the TC there. But as always, guys, I'm going to link the website. I'm going to link Casaw. I'm going to link Not Blowing Smoke. Comment. If you guys like what you saw, hit the thumbs up. If you want to see more of these videos, hit the thumbs up. We are going to be doing a review on that Air 50 that I did a comparison on sometime this week. So that should be up soon for you guys to enjoy. But as always, guys, thanks for the support, and vape on.